What's up, mates? Hope you guys have been awesome, and well, so many things to go over the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So let's dive into it. Shout out to Gojo, because if you read the latest, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. Let's stick back to crypto. For market conditions, Bitcoin is in a strange place. It has been ranging technically for 6 months now in the 25 to 31k region. So we'll see if the 25k support holds up, but yeah, we'll just have to see about that. Weekly RSI is at 48 for fair value, but just to clarify, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the major coins are still great positions to DCA long term if you're going to flip it, like maybe, I don't know, 1.5, 2 years later, right around the top, or 1 to 2 years later. It all depends. But for medium term, like a couple weeks or months, it is at fair value. For Ethereum, on the other hand, has been descending towards 1500. It has broken out of its horizontal channel. It's formed like a little double top. So let's see where it forms the bottom, because if Bitcoin leads past 25k to like 20k, I could see Ethereum easily going down to like 1200. But we'll see, because currently it's undervalued. I'm scooping up a little bit of Ethereum here, but we'll see where it goes. For NFT games, most of them have bled out token-wise, 5 to 15%. Then for the NFT ranges, it tends to range. I think they've relatively stayed the same, not because there are buyers scooping up the dips, but more because people aren't selling because it's the same holders. And maybe it does dip, and I take that back. The same buyers that have been buying before are maybe buying other bags to, maybe they're filled with hopium, but maybe that could be good if the project is good, but not much fresh blood for most projects. However, there is some fresh blood for the newer collections, right? Like Tokyo, there's like the Bully versus Barbarians, and then there's gonna be some other ones coming up, like Wallet Wars, Particle Inc., Clash, the newer ones. So let's be open, and Fantech shares too, and then maybe their competitors like New Bitcoin City and etc. So we'll see how it goes. For plays, I've been accumulating more Inception Doge statues, Atmos data cards, wildcard water passes, and looking to deploy to more liquid plays like Ethereum, AVAX, MATIC, etc. I think AVAX is severely undervalued, and they're making a lot of noise, making a lot of plays. I think they'll do really good later, but right now it's a good time to keep an eye out for those undervalued ones that are still making moves. Then maybe Optimism, Arbitrum, they have big grant and airdrops coming, so that could decrease the price a bit. Right now could be a decent play to get into, but we'll see if the token drops due to the increased supply from that. Then I'll look into getting to some of Bullyverse Barbarians. Maybe they're Citizen of Bullyverse Island original collection, and AVAX's Tokyo collection too. For stonks, it's very interesting. It's still on an uptrend for 11 months, but as you can see, it's approaching the downward channel. It's kind of short term, going down like 1, 2, 3, 4, the past 8 weeks in a downward trend, but 11 months of still technically an uptrend. So if it breaks down, we'll see where it goes. I think I'll start buying more heavily into stocks there. And if it starts rapidly going down for some reason, then that could be great opportunities to shift more into that. But yeah, if it goes down super hard, I'll probably be mostly going to stocks and Ethereum, Bitcoin, maybe some of the medium alts, and then NFTs will be a bit risky. We'll see which ones survive if the stocks go down that low. I'll probably be looking for the newer funded ones, so we'll see about that. Or the ones with a lot of runway. Then fear is 44 on the fear of greed indicator, so lots of mix of hopium and toxicity on the timeline. However, if you check the on-chain data, like there's not many people buying. So yeah, even though there's hopium, the on-chain data says differently. So overall action plan, yeah, same thing. Looking into more liquid plays now that there's a lot of better dips. their MATIC AVAX. Then no more BNB. There's ARB, MAT, OP, MX, Saceway, etc. And other coins too, like MATIC could probably be TT. Then still looking at those other NFTs that I like. Then resource allocation, deploying more capital, so less cash. Stocks are increasing a little bit. Long-term crypto increasing a little bit. Swing trade increasing a little bit. Gaming NFTs are still the same. Different trends. Good vibes unite. So there's been a lot of awesome conferences like Token 2049, New York Blockchain Week, Korean Blockchain Week. So it's cool to see all the builders coming together, forming a more like a closer connection of each other. So I could totally see new teams popping up from these meetups, and then more high quality groups forming. So it's very cool to see. Alongside that, I see older communities that maybe their teams aren't executing as much, migrating to other communities like more frequently now. So I think those communities will grow even stronger, and the weaker ones will grow even weaker, and then they'll probably disappear into the timeline. And then for toxic timeline, there's big influencers beefing, whitelist farmers bots raiding everything, fintech copies, cat scams. So yeah, be very careful. People are getting their wallets trained more often, even more now. So really ramp up your security, and don't be afraid to use the unfollow and mute button if you want to remove any toxicity from your crypto timeline. Then SocialFi September. If you've been on crypto timeline, you've seen fintech everywhere, and there are other ones like New Bitcoin City for Bitcoin, Post-Tech. That one seems a little sus with the founder tweeting that he wants to make people a bunch of money and stuff. Then I saw Solana one. I've seen an Arbitrum one, or that was the Post-Tech, but there's other Arbitrum ones. I've seen an OPBNB one, so a bunch of different copies. Then more money's incoming, so we see a bunch of blockchains like layer 1s and 2s integrating airdrops and retroactive funds. We see a lot of airdrops from SocialFi coming in the next 5 to 6 months, so people will keep farming those like they did with Blur. Then we see GameFi tokens there doing their IDOs, and then they're going to do their airdrops too to help incentivize community members to market for them. Then we see a bunch of funds being spun up. I saw a fund that was like 580 million, I believe. We have other ones that are smaller, like between 20 to 60 million popping up. Then we see a bunch of different game studios getting funded. So quite a bit of funding news in September. So I think now that these other funds will get spun up, there will be even more funding news. So I would pay attention to those and to get involved with those ecosystems even more. Then we see other news like Ronin integrating pixels, very nice. See Eureka the game, shoutouts to Blockchain Insane, looking forward to seeing how it grows. Penguins in the arcades. We see Castle Blackwater going to Hyperplay. Then we see Artifact with New Jeans, super dope. Then we see Last Resort doing their mids. Finigods and DGods collab, they're crushing it. My Pet Hooligan going to Prime Gaming, super dope. Bunch of funding. Pokestar Gaming rebranding to games, shout out to them. Mochaverse, I'm trying to get involved with their metaverse or their ecosystem more. Probably wait for a dip to get into that. Then yeah, a bunch of more raises, so super dope. Then for learning, I think I've just been trying to align my actions to be more longer term, less short term stuff, but it is hard, with everything, like with the FUD, it's very enticing to go for the shorter term stuff, but keep working on that long term vision, keep aligning yourself, and keep taking care of your health. Take a break when you need to, and you'll be good. Let's stay the game steady. Like, it'll probably be the peak around probably 1.5 to 2 years from now, or even longer or shorter, who knows. So it's going to be a long game. Don't burn yourself out before that, right? Just take it slow and steady, build the good habits now, and you'll be good to reap the rewards later. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you guys have a great rest of your September.